back to Between the Ribs with Jonathan Morris on Florida Man Radio.
I don't have a lot of time in this last segment because apparently I like to talk a lot and tell stories. So we're not going to play the clip because I found something during the break that I want to talk about. But real quick, just so you understand where I was going with the hypocrisy, our drug budget, the fight drugs on the street, is $42.4 or $8 billion with a B, billion dollars. Our budget from the federal government to fight missing, exploited, sexually trafficked children is $200 million. It's not even a 1B. It's $200 million. All right? There's a 41, no, it's 42. 42.6, because 42.8 minus.
Could it be because the drugs affect everyone and the missing children are like, you know.
Only affects the missing children and their family?
Only a few. I mean, it's a very, very small percentage of children who are actually missing, not abducted from non-family members.
So my take on that is, if you want to ruin your life with drugs, see, my take on it is drugs should be legal.
Go for it.
I think we could end the drug war tomorrow, legalize the possession and use of drugs. Legalize it. Now, you can't don't legalize growing and harvesting and cropping and all that. But if you get pulled over and you got cocaine or meth or pills, no big deal. I don't care. No,
they're
stop.
driving.
Wait a second. Wait. Just like tobacco's legal, marijuana's legal now in a lot of states, and alcohol is legal. Okay.
But you're still not supposed to drive on it.
They ended all the crime and killing and burnings of buildings when they abolished prohibition and legalized alcohol. Okay? So you take the power away from all the drug people, you legalize it. Now, if you get pulled over under the influence,
you still get charged.
You get charged and you go to jail. Just like they pull you over and you're drinking, they take all your alcohol, they dump it all out, or they put it in, the evidence to prove, and you get locked up for drinking and driving or driving high, and you pay a price. But if you want to overdose in your home and kill yourself and ruin I don't care. I really don't care. And I don't think the American people should care. I really feel that if you want to end the drug, but they don't want to end the drug war because there's no money if you end the drug war.
Right.
All right, there's nobody for the cartel to pay off, and there's no crooked politicians and crooked cops and crooked mayors because it's legal.
I just learned that most jails are for-profit jails.
They all are. We've covered this.
What?
Me and you did this story about when I used to work at the private prisons and how much they got paid per inmate.
Okay, maybe that was part
Yeah,
of
we
it.
did this
but
early
I was
in the
just
year.
listening to it on a podcast this weekend, or this, I don't know what day it is. And I was like, wait a minute. Really? There are people becoming rich by keeping people in jail.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
The prison complex system is a for-profit business. Just like Biden commuting the sentences of all these people from death row, guess what? When you put a man to death, his paycheck stops.
Yeah.
So if you let him live for 30 more years, that's 30 more years that they're getting paid to keep this guy alive and keep him fed and medical and all the other stuff. And there's just as many pharmaceutical pills in prison as there are on the street. You should see if you can pull up an expose story of pill call. That's what they call it, pill call in the prison systems. The amount of inmates that line up for pill call every shift, not just every day, every shift to go get their medicines, and they put them in the little cup. You got to swallow them, tongue and cheek them, make sure they swallow them, then they're not pocketing their pills and saving them. It's insane. It's all for money, all of it. It would all end if we didn't know he was a drug addict. They found him dead in his house. He'd been there for like 6 days. He overdosed. Oh, that sucks. He's gone. He's not in prison. He's not costing us money.
Oh, okay. You're saying they would take themselves out. Darwin
effect.
effect.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you're a functional cokehead or a functional crackhead, good for you. Go work, enjoy your life. You're not causing trouble. You're not robbing people. You're not stealing. You're not committing crimes. You just get high after work. I don't care. It's none of my business. Right? But the reason they fight the drug on wars is because it created a $42 billion budget. I can guarantee you that not all $42 billion goes to fight drugs.
Oh, yeah, I know.
There's managers and overseers and commissioners and
probably a
and
job
advisors.
overseeing those.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It creates so much money flow for these crooked politicians. They don't care about people dying on drugs. They don't care about families devastated by drug addicts. They want to lock them up, and they need reasons to lock them up to keep them in prison. But it would all end. The drug on wars would end tomorrow if we just stop fighting it. Legalize the use of drugs at your own risk, just like alcohol is at your own risk. So anyways, I think it's disgusting. Also, on the flip side, they don't want to find the kids because there ain't no money in finding kids. The money's in the kids being able to disappear and nobody has to worry about it. So you can't keep kids and women in sex slave camps, and you can't send them all over the world, and you can't send them to Russia and Paraguay and all the other places that they go, South America, Guatemala, Colombia. You can't do that if there was a $42 billion budget hunting them down. Could you imagine if there was a $42 billion budget hunting down kids that were being abducted and put into sex trafficking trades? They would go find them, but there's no money in that. You look at all the Epstein Islands and the P. Diddy's and all the cases that are starting to come out about how all these Hollywood elites, and I really believe this for a fact, they have gotten everything in life that there is to get. Okay? It's demonic. They've got the money, they've got the houses, they've got the cars, they've had sex with every woman you can have sex with. Nobody's off limits to them. Because of who they are, they have slept. You look at the people, and I'm not using Jennifer Lopez as the in all to be all. She's a very attractive woman, right? But I wouldn't trade my wife for Jennifer Lopez, all right? Not even for a night, all right? I wouldn't do it, all right? But if you're a normal person in a normal society, and they're like, hey, man, if you had an opportunity to have sex with Jennifer Lopez, would you? 90% of dudes would be like, heck yeah, I would. So I'm only going to use her as that talking point.
Okay.
You look at the amount of people in Hollywood, in the elites, that have had sex with Jennifer Lopez, right? And have had sex with Paris Hilton's and movie stars. There's nobody else to have sex with.
Say that.
There's nobody else to do that with. Clip that from YouTube. Leave it live. Clip that from YouTube. Leave it on the radio show. There's nobody else to have sex with. So they start going after children. It's the forbidden fruit. I can have something that is off limits to everybody, but I'm powerful enough to do it, and nobody can stop me. So if there was somebody to stop them, there wouldn't be no money in it.
I mean, I guess.
All right. We found this story during the break, and this is job shaming. Cosby Show actor Jeffrey Owens still struggling to make ends meet after he quit Trader Joe's over an attack on his privacy.
Yeah. Do you remember about a year ago, everyone was like, oh my gosh, why is he working at Trader Joe's? He was on one of the most popular sitcoms in the 80s and 90s, and this is where he's at? Okay, wait a minute. What's wrong with working at Trader? What is wrong with being a cashier? Maybe he has all the money he needs. That's none of our business. Maybe he likes, you know how many retired people who have made their money go work at Chick-fil-A, opening doors and smiling at people just because it gives them something to do? Please get off this guy's back.
Yes. And what about all the other people at Trader Joe's that now feel like,
wait, my job
doesn't matter? Like, I got a terrible job. And listen, I'm not promoting Trader Joe's, but they pay really good.
Do they?
I know
Aldi's does too.
I know a couple people that work for them, and Trader Joe's starts at like $18, $19 an hour.
Yeah, that's Aldi
And some of the people make, like, some of the upper ones that have been there for several years, they make like 22, 24, 25. I mean, they pay really good. Now, they're very woke. You have to use preferred pronouns, and you can't say certain things. Oh no,
I'd be fired.
It's a hard place to work at. But the guy was just saying, like, hey, look, he's like, I was a middle-class actor, only on 20% of the shows. The residuals are not enough to live on. It takes every day I have to go to work to make my ends meet. He's like, and I got shamed for working at a grocery store as a cashier. He was telling the V103 radio station.
It wasn't Piggly Wiggly. It was Trader Joe's.
But listen,
but that doesn't matter.
My Uncle Bobby retired from the military, and he is a greeter at Walmart.
No problem with that.
He loves it. He says, good morning, how you doing? He tells jokes. He loves it. He goes to Walmart every day like that's the only thing he has to live for. You know what I mean? And he's got his military check and his Social Security check and all the other checks.
He just needs to be around people.
He gets up every morning and gets dressed, and he is so proud of what he gets to do at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good. That's an important job.
At one point, I thought he needed money, so I was like, Uncle Bobby, you can move in with us.
Aww.
And I'll take care of everything. You can open doors at Organic Meats to do something. And he's like, John, he's like, my house is paid for, my truck is paid for. He's like, I just don't want to sit here and die. He's like, I work 30 hours a week at Walmart. And he goes, and then every day he gets breakfast at Whataburger, goes to Walmart to work, eats lunch at Whataburger, and goes home. June may be in trouble. We saw a pack of 10 coyotes last night. Yeah, so I've got her loose. I've got her acclimated enough that she's off the chains. And I told my next door neighbor over there on the property line, I was like, look, if she digs out and gets in your yard, don't shoot her. Call me, I'll come get her. I was like, but she can't be, you have to chain the dog at first. It's like a 20-foot chain to keep her in the area. I was like, but she can't defend herself against 10 coyotes. So coyotes were killing lambs at the slaughterhouse. So Johnny had to go back there for a while. Plus the guy's son was freaking out. So I got to get another dog back to help June. Or we're going to start setting up some night hunts. Organic Meats, Morris Friendly Farms. We didn't talk about the shop a lot, but Happy New Year. If we don't see you before then, we won't see you before then. Have a Happy New Year. Heather's going on vacation. She's putting together a crazy best stuff for next week. And then we'll be back the week after, back with live shows. So enjoy the holidays. Enjoy your families. Happy New Year.
God bless the U.S.